Hello and welcome tankers to the World of Tanks with PR154, where it is our mission to showcase ordinary tankers doing extraordinary things. Now what follows is an edit from a recent Twitch stream where we've showcased such an achievement and had the responsible party on station to take us through what was going through their mind and down their barrel at the time. Now if you've got a replay of your own to submit and you don't mind having the opportunity to have a little one-on-one discussion about it, then please swing by our Discord at the link below and slap it on the submission platform. We would absolutely love to have you on board. In the meantime, happy tanking and enjoy this video. Here we are, following FastaPasta in VK101P, and this one you must be playing still with the field modules under development. We're not seeing too much shifting or changing available to you in your loadout here yet.
Yeah, I was still on the grind for this tank. As you may have noticed, I'm still using the small gun on this tank, which really didn't bother me because the dispersion values are much better than on the big gun, so it really didn't bother me. The alpha damage doesn't really bother me. Again, I wasn't playing this tank just for statistics, I was just playing this tank just to finish off some missions, which I actually did in this game.
Excellent.
So, yep.
So what have we got here? HT-12 sturdy armor. So we got a block up to 5,600 hit points of damage while causing 2,000 hit points of damage to enemy vehicles. Okay, that's a bold attempt. We've also got tough nut to crack, so what do you have to do? Block 2 times more damage than hit points of vehicles, and you've got to do that a few times, and for completion with honours, do it 5 times. So, all right, let's see what you're up to. Is it a stock engine as well? Because, god damn, you look like you're moving slowly.
Yeah. It wasn't until my first maybe 20 games that someone told me to put turbo in, and I heavily agree with that because this tank is just way too slow. I absolutely need turbo. I feel slow tanks just aren't as competitive in World of Tanks nowadays than compared to fast tanks. But anyways, with regards to the battle, I am starting out on the 9-0 line primarily because I can't really play C1, which is the other option that I have.
Sure.
Because if you look at the other tanks on the other team, I think there was some hold down tanks that could easily destroy me, and I just don't have the gun depression to really deal with them. And yeah, so probably Progetto 54.
That would have been a bit of a concern.
Yes, especially when they have fast tanks over there that could get some easy shots onto me. So it didn't make much sense to me going C1. So because of all that, I decided to play 9-0. However, the other issue is no one came with me to 9-0. So there is no point in me dying alone there, so that's why I took this very passive corner. Yeah, so the 703 was just spotting, I was just here farming some damage, blocking, as I much preferred. I also had a crossfire set up with a T-20A prototype and the Borsig, so I wasn't really too concerned about them pushing, but they eventually did.
Yes. So we can see 703 is making the play, and we ended up running into that Progetto 54 anyway, but they've given them a tremendous repair bill already, it would seem.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't expecting the Progetto to be here. I was expecting to go C1. I was really tanks like, well, I don't know, like tanks like the 703 I would be expecting to be here just because they don't have the hold down playstyle that you see with maybe a T-32 or something like that. It's got no gun depression, it has no well, mainly just gun depression really to really play C1. Yeah. So I was expecting him to be which was right.
I imagine you would have had a bit of a hard time like playing this game, this position, this opposition if you had the big gun.
Oh yeah, I was blessed to have the small gun actually. What's funny is after this game, I think I actually got the big gun, which was cool. I really like the high alpha, but I just missed the dispersion values. I just hit everything with the small gun. Yeah,
probably the only crappy thing about the grind on this tank is just the engines. You've already got the top turret. You've already got a more than adequate gun. You just need to not move like a fat heap of shit, because that's what you start out as.
So at this moment of time, I realized that we have won the 1-2 line, except we have no one holding it anymore because the DK is slowly backing off. So what's going through my mind is I have them all spotted here. If you look at the minimap, you'll see the 703, the Scorpion, and the Tiger 2, right? And because we won 1-2, I'm thinking in my mind that they are rotating back, and you can actually see them rotating back now on the 9 over there, the Scorpion and whatever tank, I think that's a Tiger 2 if I'm not mistaken, are rotating back now. So after I realize this, I want to quickly deal with this T-20 approach as soon as I can.
Sure.
So I'll be able to push when they are out of position because this will give me the most damage. However, I can't really push into 3 tanks because I'm so split up with 5D. So it's not really worth going down there. Also, I got pushed by this T-20 approach, so
Yeah. That was a bit of a mistake by them to push you there, because then they were just kind of forced to try to 1v1 you.
It wouldn't be a mistake if they didn't go 1-by-1, because I think they realized that I was all alone here because everyone else is spotted on the map, so it
Makes
was
sense.
a good play, but pushing 1-by-1 wasn't, it's just not smart.
Yeah. So that's, as far as we're aware now, it's just yourself and the E4.
Yep.
Just...
I think he manages to back away completely. I'm not too sure. It's been a while since I played this replay.
Of course,
On the battle. Yep.
was having a few challenges trying to find the weak spot. I saw you trying to get above the gun shield there before, but finding a bit of purchase above the upper hull deck.
Yeah, at this point I'm struggling even with gold. I'm just desperately trying to find anything that can really help me because I really need to kill this E4 because the T-34.3 and the BK are in position to spot people.
Yes.
And I noticed that they're not getting spotted, so I come to the realization that they are either not in that exact position, they're somewhere close, or they've come back. And they might be waiting for me, just like that Scorpion.
Yeah.
But luckily he bounced, so it's not that big of a deal. So I know that the Scorpion's there, and I don't want to keep pushing up because he can just go through my armor, no problem.
Sure.
So at this point in time, I am just looking at the map, hoping that something will happen. If we look at the top side of the map, we can see the VK T-55A pushing the Tiger 2. I'm expecting them to win that because it's a 2v1, and
yes.
I don't see any crossfires set up with a Borsig, and I know the Scorpion's here, so I'm hoping they win, but unfortunately the Borsig kills the VK, and now it's just the T-34.3 against 2 tanks.
Yes.
I prefer the Borsig because the Scorpion's still here. So, again, this doesn't really help me because I can't really push down the 9-0. I think I eventually push down the 9-0 line because there's nothing else for me to do. I don't want to sit back and just wait for them to push into me because by the time they do that, everyone else on my team will be dead.
Yeah.
So
best endeavours to signal to your team there where the Scorpion is and see if that might change their decisions.
Yep. Yeah, I think I pointed out earlier that he was at G0. I try asking this T-44-100 to help me because I realize that there's 2 tanks spotted now, and if he comes along with me, we could have a fair fight against the Scorpion and the E4. Unfortunately, he doesn't actually... He says that he's going to help me, but he doesn't come and help me, so that's not good.
Yeah.
So I just decided to go alone because if I don't do anything, then the game's already lost.
Yeah.
So
you're already outnumbered 2-1 at this point in time.
Yeah. At this point I keep pushing, and I notice how the Scorpion... I don't get lit, so that tells me that the Scorpion isn't there anymore, that he's moved.
Yes.
And he might be in the next best position, which is up by that house on E9. So... Yep, just up there, somewhere around there. Yep, there's a bush over there that I'm assuming that he's sitting in.
Yes.
Waiting for me to peek, so I just have a quick peek, I turn back and see if I get spotted. I don't, which tells me he's not there again.
No.
But instead he's behind the T-44-100. So what's going in my mind is I have to kill all the one-shots if I want to make this game winnable.
Yes.
So I notice how the Scorpion is a potential one-shot. If the T-44-100 could get a shot onto him, I could easily finish him.
Yes.
But I don't have the shot on the Scorpion, and my shot on the Borsig bounces, which is unfortunate. But now the Scorpion's a one-shot, so that's good information. Here, I'm just farming any damage I can, just so it's easier for me in the ladder. Because I don't feel like I'm going to get this opportunity again.
No.
Even if I was fast enough to help the T-44-100, by the time I get there, he's already going to be dead. So I just try to do my best to do as much damage as I can in this position to soften them up and make my life a little bit easier.
Yep. Yeah, unfortunately they've been able to knock out the Scorpion, so that's one less 490 hit point alpha bomb you need to worry about.
But here they make a huge mistake, and that's where they just cross into the open. With me taking a nice hold down position. This is a really big mistake on their part because I'm basically farming them for free and they can't do anything about me. There we go. Block the Scorpion, block the E4. And I actually do my mission there, so I was really excited.
Yes.
So I didn't care if I died or not because that's the only reason why I'm playing this tank. Every time I take a shot, or every couple of seconds, I look around because I want to make sure that I don't get flanked, and I notice how the Tiger 2 is right behind me, so the best play for me is just to push the Borsig. It's okay if the E4 is there because I don't think he is that big of a threat.
No.
But I seem to reconsider it because I realized that I guess I'll be putting myself in a crossfire. Again, I haven't seen this replay in a while.
That's alright.
But yeah, I managed to kill the Tiger, then I managed to kill the Borsig because he's a one-shot over there. Really bad misplays.
Yeah.
And what I'm thinking now is the E4 is waiting for me around the town, so I think what I do is I just sneak my way underneath because I really don't want to get spotted. He's got, I think, more mobility than me, slightly, so I don't want to get spotted, but he later reveals himself by entering the cap, and all I have to do now is drive forward. I don't go straight into the cap because that would be the most obvious thing for him to look at. So instead I go all the way around and I fight him from there.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's going to be a bit, again, a bit challenging with an E4. We're just looking at the record here. They haven't been shy about firing the gold, and they have had some purchase on your vehicle in the process. And if that's the side they're anticipating you from, well, they just have that excellent frontal armor profile.
And also another issue that I realized is I ran out of gold myself, so it is a bit problematic because I know how hard the E4's armor is, especially with low penetration. I think my stock pen or my just standard penetration is 200 mils, and I don't think it's enough to reliably go through the what is it? The turrets just below the mantlet. So it's a bit of a problem, but I do have a catch-em over here. I don't pen, but I do damage his tracks, which resets the cap, which is good for me. And again, I did catch him off guard, which is amazing.
Yes.
And all I have to do now is just kill him. But the problem is he starts turning his tank around, and this is where I have some problems. This is where I start choking, where I start hitting the lower plates, and I get worried because I thought it would be much easier than it would be. But it doesn't. I try aiming for that exact weak spot that I did shoot him on and pen him earlier, but it just doesn't go well. I'm at this point, I'm just trying to look at anything that's potentially green on my crosshair because I just want to kill him. I don't want him to kill me. I've had such a great result, and I just don't want to lose it.
There's a lot riding on this win as well for your mission success.
I know, yeah. Especially the time. There's only like 50 seconds left, so I just need to make this work. I don't want to fight HE as well because I know that he has space armor I'm pretty sure it's going to do basically next to no
Next to
damage.
nothing. Yeah, absolutely.
So I just have to hope for the best. I do rush forward because I want to close the distance so I can reduce the RNG that I have because the farther I am, the more
Yeah.
RNG I get, especially with this gun. I like the dispersion, but like I said before, it's not that bad. But yeah, I killed that person. I'm so glad I did it. I'm happy. I posted in Discord. I'm so happy because I've been stuck on this mission for like God. Like I took a 2-year break, but I've been stuck in this mission for like at least a year, excluding that break.
Yeah, I thought we hadn't seen you around for a while.
Yeah, I just needed to take a break. At that time, the arty was getting to me, the drama was getting to me. Just had
Yeah.
to take a break. It was much worth it though.
Understandable. All right, let's take a look at the results page there. Wow. Ace Mastery Badge. That was the Defender Medal for the reset. High Caliber. But all in all, fantastic result. Over 7,800 hit points inflicted. Over 7,800 hit points blocked. Now, I would have thought, like, your 5,600 to block for the mission was a bit of a tall order.
Yeah.
Like, I'd sort of deliberately avoided trying to do it in a super heavy just because of the massive multiplication of the hit points that's required to achieve the blocking.
Mm-hmm.
But having said that, VK101P, like tier for tier, seems to be one of the better Germans for deliberately blocking damage because its armor is universally better.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when before I started playing this tank, I thought it had kind of rubbish armor because the cupola was very obvious. Everything was very obvious until I started playing with it.
Yes.
Everything just seemed to be like just outstanding. Like I didn't expect the armor to work that well in comparison to other tanks that I have. I tried doing the blocking mission in tanks like the 705, the tier 9. It
Yes.
didn't go so well because people knew that was just going to be an auto ricochet, so they didn't even bother trying to shoot me, which was a shame. And even if they did, they would just fire HE and not contribute to my damage block.
Yes.
So I I was just asking around what tank should I play, and I asked a lot of people who've gotten the 279E, and they've suggested this vehicle, and yeah, it's absolutely worth it. This tank is just great
Yeah.
for a slow vehicle. Even stock was fantastic. I didn't actually complain about it that badly.
So the bill, unfortunately, coming due. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like if someone told you it was going to cost 60K to finish an HT-12 with honors, I mean, you take that every time. They are bloody tough missions.
Absolutely, especially with that damage, 7,000. If it cost me 60,000 just to do 7,800 damage, I'd take that any day,
Yeah.
any day. It's just so hard, but I'm just so happy that I got it done with. I might have to do it again for the 260 though, which is a shame, but
Yeah. Because you would have met the requirements for 260 with this one.
oh yeah, I was actually looking back at the what is it, at Heavy Tank 15 on the T-28, and I think I would have done it with ease, especially,
Yeah.
I think I would have done it with the 260 as well, but that's where you do 14,000 combined.
Ah, yes, yes.
Yeah, so I think I would have overcome that, especially with the amount of shots that I've taken. I think I'm a one shot now, so that would have added an extra, like, what, 1,500 to my total?
Yes. What are we? Yeah, well,
Yes, I
that's
would have
drawn down quite considerably there. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for sharing that one with us and joining us on the channel there to talk us through what was going through your mind and down your barrel. And I'm sure there's going to be quite a few people that are going to be treating the old VK101P with a lot more respect going forward.
Yes, absolutely. It's a fantastic thing. I never thought it would be a fantastic tank, but here I am saying otherwise.
Excellent. All right. Well, thanks for swinging by, and we'll get into our last and final replay here.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for
All
having
right.
me here.
Cheers, FastaPasta.